Mandera town is situated along the Kenya and Somalia-Ethiopian border. We call it Mandera Triangle. And during the collapse of the Somali government, thousands of refugees crossed border to to Kenya, specifically Mandera town. And Mandera hosted one of the largest refugee camps in the region at that time. And when the refugees came, and they have the UN United Humanitarian Organization took a bit of time to do the intervention. So immediately they came in. What they have done is to go out and look for something to rely on, livelihood. So they really destroyed our environment completely. And in fact, this is the area where we used to have a refugee camp. So controlling was the big challenge, and most of our local visitation were cleared. By the time the UN relocated the refugee camps to Kakuma and Dadaab, the entire Mandera East constituency was actually deforested and was seriously affected by the presence of refugees for those 4 years. And this area is named Busle, meaning a dusty place. So Mandera is affected also by the climate change. Remember, Mandera is one of the ASAL counties. We normally have not a reliable rainfall. We have cycles of drought every other year. And the last 4 years, we have the worst drought in the country, the 40 years in the country. So Mandera was really affected. So what we did as a government after devolution is see how we can restore the forestation and do afforestation in Mandera town. It took a bit of time, but the year in 2016, we started the greening program under Mandera municipality. We started with about 400 mothers, mostly mothers, each taking care of about 20 trees. In 2018, the program was expanded after the enactment of the necessary legislation for the Mandera municipality's operation, and the number was increased to 1,200 mothers taking care of about 26,000 trees. So we are affected like just any other county in Kenya or in the world, but being along the border where enforcement of law has become a challenge and controlling the porous border was a problem, we were actually more affected than most of even the ASAL counties, being proxy to Ethiopia and Somalia. So we were really affected, and but we thank God after the program, a lot has changed. When we are doing the greening program, we were targeting about 3 key areas. One is a restoration of our vegetation, which was actually completely destroyed by the refugees. 2 is beautification and greening of our town, and 3, supporting livelihood. I can want to confirm that the mothers who are taking care of the trees are the most vulnerable mothers. They come from the vulnerable families, and our mothers are mainly the breadwinners for this county. They do the local trade, but because of what happened and after the COVID and then the cycle drought, they are actually livelihoods completely disturbed. So we expanded the program, bringing the number to about 1,200 mothers, taking care of about 20 trees per person. And the challenges are many. Of course, the benefits you have seen already, we have done, we benefited a lot in terms of restoring that. This area is no longer called Busle or Dusty Place. It's called Green County, as the name suggests. The benefit we have is that at least we have restored the forestation in Mandera town. We have also put money into the pocket of many households. They are able to sustain their families despite the amount not being enough. We have done climate mitigation, and I told you this area used to be called Busle, Dusty Place, no longer Dusty Place is green. It has also created job opportunities for the mothers who are taking care of the trees. Where I told you about 1,200 mothers were involved only for Mandera municipality or Mandera town. We have controlled the heat in this area. This place used to be extremely hot. We have also increased, we have supported in terms, assisted in terms of our health, population of our health, because during that dusty area, the children, especially under 5, are mostly affected by the respiratory diseases, but that's no longer an issue. We have created recreation centers where people go out in the evening and enjoy the greening area and having rest and walk around. If you go to the Green County in the evening, you see a lot of people going there with taxis, and some of them are making even the local engagement there and playing and reunion with their families. So it has created a bit of community engagement, so among the many others. But mainly the main thing for us is to mitigate the climate change. With the problem we have for the last few years in this country and all over the world, the climate change is real, and the only thing to mitigate that is to do a proper forestation program, so that we take care of soil erosion, we take care of retention of water in our aquifers. We take of increasing our forest cover, which actually is supposed to be 10% in the country. The 100% funding comes from Mandera County government. It's a grant to Mandera municipality from the county treasury, and it's a very expensive program, because unlike other part of the country, in Mandera you don't just plant tree and leave it. You have to nurture it for a minimum period of about 7 years, because of the climatical challenges we have around, because of the cyclic droughts that we always experience. So you have to plant, cure it for a period of 7 years. The cost of planting a tree, watering it, nurturing it to maturity, takes about 7 years. Because of the climatical challenges we have in Mandera, and because of the recycling droughts that we normally experience as a county or as a country. So in Mandera, it's not about planting a tree and leave it to grow. You have to cure it, nurture it for like a period of a minimum of 7 years. So the cost is about, in Kenya shillings, 88,400 for a period of 7 years. $650 or 600 euros for the period of 7 years. These costs includes payment of women who are taking care of the tree, doing water infrastructure to be able to store water and use it for watering of the trees in the morning and in the evening, and taking care of the tree for that period, for that matter. So it's a very costly exercise. Unlike other parts of the world or country where you just plant a tree and then you leave it to nature to grow, it doesn't work in Mandera. So you have to take care of that. We have finished the first phase of the trees that we have had. I mentioned it's about 26,000 along the streets, but we have a total of about 250,000 trees in the institutions and in the homes within Mandera. But for the ones on the street that we are taking care of under Mandera municipality is about 26,000 for the first phase. Now we are moving to the second phase, because the ones we have in first phase have now matured, and we got enhanced rainfall for the last rainy season. Now we are moving to the second phase, which is about 30,000, which we started planting. So this 30,000 now will have to be taken care of again in the next 7 years with the same cost, because it's a different area. We have to do the water infrastructure so that we are able to deliver water to a point so that distribution and watering can be done from that point. So it's not a very cheap thing. The funding only comes from Mandera County government, as I said earlier, as a grant to Mandera municipality. And it is it's not an easy program, but we have seen the benefit, as I said, and the benefits outweigh the cost, and we have no option but to continue with the program as people of Mandera County, and especially in municipality. We are thinking of expanding also the program to other part of the county. We have started one in Elwak, and Elwak is a municipality. We have started with about 1,200 trees recently, and our plan is to have this program in every sub-county, just so that, because there's a lot of demand from the public. Those people who come from sub-county, visit Mandera town, always demand for the replica of the same in other sub-counties. And basically I said one, because it's a way of creating job opportunity, a way of encouraging community integration and engagement, and of course beautification of our towns, and mitigate the climate change, which the people of Mandera have realized that is real, and it's no longer what we used to have it on newspapers or on television. They have the first-hand experience of what a climate change and the effect of climate change for the year 2021, 22, and 23 during the drought, where we lost millions of dollars in terms of our animal assets. The main challenge in Asal area, Mandera being one of them, is water, I said. Solving a problem of water will have solved so many other problems. We have a very fertile land, and this county or this region, northern region, can be actually the breadbasket of this country. We have a fertile soil that does not require fertilizers because it's a virgin land. So, but the biggest challenge has been water. So it's true, the challenges with greening program is water, but what we have done is just to address the larger problem of water problem in the region. We have procured the latest equipment from Sweden recently. We have trained our engineers. They have started, finished their training. We are trying to now start water exploration in all our sub-counties. We have started with Mandera town. For the first time, we have identified a fresh water aquifer at the depth of about 300 meters in Mandera town. We used to rely on the river Dawa, where we'll do filtration wells, and then it's always a challenge. When the river dries, then we have less water yield, and when it floods, then it destroys the water assets. But now we are going underground. So the problem we have is expand that program to every sub-county. Once we got water, enough water, especially there's some water stress areas in Mandera West, we're going to do now deep borehole drillings. The next program we have is to source for a deep drilling machine after we do the survey, and so one of the problems is water. The other problem is the cost of maintaining or nurturing these trees, and of course the other problem is the challenge is the demand by everybody to be given the opportunity, because they see this as an employment opportunity, and if they are left out, then they seem that they have been not included into the resource sharing program. So that is our program, and with that exploration machine, we are hopeful that we're going to address the issue of water shortage in Mandera. But once we get enough water, then now the rest can be managed. Really, we have not fully utilized these natural resources we have. But yes, Mandera County, for the last 3, 4, 5 years, we have actually focused on the green energy, which is solar energy. In Mandera municipality, we have 1,200 street lighting poles, which is fully powered by solar. We have solarized about 88 number of boreholes across the county, because it used to be very expensive, because you used to depend on genset, which is actually very expensive and it's not also economical. So we have already done about 88. Our focus is to solarize all our boreholes, to power all our street lights using solar energy. And then currently we are looking at the possibility of even changing our power consumption to solar, especially at the county headquarters, Mandera County Referral Hospital, and Elwak County Referral Hospital. Those are our focus. But I can say we have not fully utilized, and our focus is how are we going to harness these natural resources which actually have improved even the climate change, because using genset is actually polluted the air. So the other program is now, we are focusing also on the irrigation part. Although we have a bit of challenge with the flooding during the rainy season, we are trying to solarize the irrigation program. We have started with two, one in Ramo and another one in Aresa, where the irrigation system will be powered by the solar energy. I would like to welcome Kenyans and the world to Mandera. Mandera is a green county, a transformed county from being one of the dustiest city to the most green county in this republic. Mandera is also a unique town. It borders Somalia and Ethiopia, and Mandera is where the beacon #1 of this country started from during the demarcation of the boundaries of the international boundaries of this country. So my appeal is, come and see the transformation under the devolution for the last 12 years.